back to another episode of Rocket Table Talk.
Hello.
On this episode, we have a special guest.
Yes, he is here to talk all things, I guess, monk?
Yes, all things monk related from our monk in our campaigns.
Yes.
Lachlan Dash, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Lachlan Dash, and I play a monk.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much sums up him.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Rocket Table.
As you can see, we've got the budget build going, running off 2 microphones instead of 3. No headphones this week.
Yeah.
Lachlan, what's it like being on your first podcast?
I am extremely nervous. No, I'm very excited, actually. It's going to be fun, I guess.
Knowing you on a personal level, I know that you like to talk shit, so I think you'll excel very greatly at this.
Yeah. It's the perfect format for me. Yeah. I love talking.
So do we. That's what got us here. Again, on this week's episode, we're going to do a bit talking about all things monks, why they're cool, why you'd want to play them. Are they a good beginner class? Are they not? Are they just fun ninjas that run around and meditate? Or
basically, yeah.
To start off, we do our normal pop culture. What is it? Pop culture monks that we know.
Yes,
It's like a segment.
Monks.
Yeah.
Do you name it?
Yeah, pop culture monks that you know. Pop culture monks that you know. There we go. Pop culture monks.
Yeah.
It's good.
Name them if you can. Alright, so we got a few listed. We actually couldn't think of any this week.
No, and we didn't give a shout out and ask for everyone else's ones.
We'll do it next week.
Suggestions.
It's been a busy week.
Mm-hmm. First up, and we all have this argument all the time, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have you watched it?
Yes, recently, actually.
Yes.
I'm watching Legend of Korra.
Are you
Right
enjoying it?
Not as much as Avatar.
How far are you?
Season 2 somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you've seen it before, right?
Avatar. Yeah.
But not Korra.
No, Korra. Like, you've seen that before.
Yeah. No, like I'm in season 2, so I haven't seen season
you
3
said
and
what?
4.
Oh, okay. So when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ask you, have you seen it before? The answer is no, Doug. I've never watched it.
I've seen about 12 episodes before. But I've seen Avatar.
Yes.
And that's, yeah.
Would you say that Aang or all of the benders, would you call them all monks, or would you just say like airbenders are, or would you
I
call
would
them
undoubtedly call them all monks.
Really?
Definitely, yeah.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
we thought it would just be Aang or airbenders because they believe in like harmony and they're like really loud on their feet.
No, man, like all the other, like your waterbenders, earthbenders, and firebenders, they all still use their like version. Well, no, I think it is literally key and to access like their elements. And I guess if you're relating it directly to the monk class, the 4 elements, that's like what they are. They're just, Aang's just one that's only does air. Oh no, he's the airbender, so he does them all.
He does all
so
of the boys.
he's an ultimate monk. Like I think they all just practice their little monk traits differently. So like I think the airbenders are your more traditional monks, whereas like your firebenders still have that really intense like tradition and I guess whatever. But it's just applied differently.
Oh fuck! My throat just bubbled like real bad. Just real quick, don't firebenders use like very heavy weapons and a lot of metal? Isn't that against the ways of the monk?
They use very monkish weapons. Yeah. They have machines of war, definitely.
So would you
but
still
they
class them as a monk?
If you were to bring them into like the D&D world, would you class firebenders as monks, or would you put them as like sorcerers or clerics of the light domain where they fucking fireball you and shit?
No, I'd still go monks because
monks?
I still think the weapons that they do use are still pretty like simple, and they like to use their fists a lot as well, which is another trait of monks. Like they like to be unarmed and lightly armored, stuff like that. I think firebending is the extreme where it's like on the line of it might not be monkish, but then again you have the other extreme of the airbenders, which are like your super traditional monks kind of thing, and then your earth and waterbenders in between. I would argue that to the death. They definitely are monks.
No, I love it. Ashley,
I've
when
thought
you're
about it before.
listening out, monks,
Yeah.
Avatar, they're monks. We've had the argument that she's very set. I believe to a point that they're druids because
The
they
airbenders,
all benders, because they take
Druids.
their power from nature and like that's what's given to them and that kind of stuff, and they don't a lot of the spells in Druids are also very nature-based as well and that kind of stuff. And so we've had that heated discussion. So I like to know that there is another person out there who disagrees with that. So.
Yeah, no, I strongly disagree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they use their ki, which is their source of power.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But I also thought Druids are just, they're made from what I know from the Druid that always plays.
Listen,
Is that Druids are a class that turn into bears.
The best bears.
That's
Best
all that I
bears.
know about Druids.
I mean, that pretty much sums up Druids.
It's me. It's all I want to do as a druid. I'll pick a ranger and have a pet bear because I need bears in my life.
So another one that we got on the list is Daredevil, superhero. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
More because of that hand-to-hand combat kind of stuff as well,
like monk
without
weapons.
being like barbarian kind of.
So then, would you say that fucking Iron Fist, Luke Cage,
Oh.
Yes.
those
Not-
characters?
No,
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage I'd argue is a barbarian
Why?
Yeah.
because he has like unarmored strength. He's a very like tanky boy. It's
Yeah,
not.
that
He's
real
not a
tough
dexy
hide.
person. He's a strength base, and monks. Is it mostly dex?
Like only Dex. Yeah. So Iron Fist, definitely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
I should have
that.
written it down.
But Luke Cage, no, like he's more that tank where he doesn't care if you get hit. He's got, I guess, untrained strikes.
He doesn't have a 1d6 of health.
Yeah.
I'm going in, guys. Shit him down.
Help! Help!
Jasmine, I'm on one health point left.
Can you heal me, please?
To like race over.
So another one that we've had this argument with our Twitter community is,
You argue with your Twitter community a lot.
well, they're our only community, so we have to argue with someone.
argue
Shout
with
out to
them
the
all
6
the
of you.
Jedis.
Oh, yeah, nah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
You're wrong.
Firstly, you're wrong.
No, I remember you guys mentioning this a few weeks ago, and I went back to like the monk description where it's about their. Do you have the book? Can I like?
Yes, we
rip it
do.
open?
That one.
Yeah. All down to like their whole ethos and how they live and stuff is entrenched in like, kind of like a religion kind of thing. You know what I mean?
But like,
And I think that's what guides them to be like Jedis.
interesting.
Yeah.
But like, they also have a really strong bond with their weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I know doing the research for this for monks, I now know that there is a class that has a bond with weapons.
Which one is it?
It's down the bottom of the list, and it's like they use like weapons primarily. Nope, keep going all the way down
Oh
the
my
bottom.
god. Wave the sun soul?
Uh,
Wave the open hand? Wave the long death? Wave.
There we are, that one.
It's not down the bottom.
Well, it's Way of the Kensei. Oh, if I'm saying that right, the
Melee
Xanathars
class
one.
may include some... there you go.
Yeah, so like they're more weapon based. But then we also have the argument that Jedi, for instance, are more
You can keep it there.
like Hexblade warlocks, because like again, like they have their like force gives them power, so it's like they're packed with the demon, and then they also have a really strong bond with the weapon, which is like the Hexblade warlock. So it's like, and then other than that, they both have proficiency in like light or leather armors, so same as monk, and they don't really use that much of like. They have force to assist, like Eldritch Blast is like an assist spell, but you're primarily doing the damage with the Hexblade.
Yeah.
What did we say that we classed them as though? Clerics?
I think we classed them as clerics, but that I could be mistaken. It was a long time ago. That was like,
Because it was in the
Long time
clerics
ago.
episode.
They do sound very similar from those points.
Yeah.
Like I guess the main, like I guess I have 3 points where I think that they are just so similar to Jedi where you have to class them as that. One is like, yeah, the weapon thing. They have a specific weapon choice where like the Jedis, yeah, they have their lightsabers.
Like
and
a
I guess
monk weapon.
other ones. And yeah, then you have your monk weapons. So your short swords, your daggers, stuff like that. The key, which is just energy harness within them, which is pretty much the force anyway, or like, I don't know, I don't want to get into that.
The lore of it.
Yeah, but also like a very important part in a monk's character is their monastery and where they come from. And that is, and it's always like a very strict kind of like religious kind of place, which is like your Jedi and your Sith and stuff
When
like
Luke
that.
leans over like Ben Solo's body and pretends to kill him. That's the monk monastery that I want to go to.
I don't.
yeah,
I want
why
to be
would
in the nice one.
Yeah, why would you want that? What's
Because
the
you
matter
get
with
to
you?
witness Luke almost killing Ben Solo.
Who hurt you? Besides me, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we also have just like as a general consensus, the characters from Naruto. So the Ways of the Shadow is like the ninja
Say
subclass.
Naruto on
Yeah,
it.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. And like now we're saying this very broadly. It doesn't include every ninja from Naruto, but like there's certain characters that can definitely be classes that like
Naruto.
what's the dude that has the eyes, the white eyes?
Sasuke?
No,
White Eyes.
Yeah. I want to
You
say
thinking Lee?
Neji, yeah.
Oh.
Like I say, Neji is definitely going to be a monk
Yeah.
because
Rest
like
in peace.
well, he's only dead on on paper, but in my heart he lives on forever.
I was
No,
like,
he's
no, he was
real
on.
dead, man.
I was like, he's dead on the TV too.
Yeah.
I don't know what paper you're reading.
The Sunday Herald, which just says Neji lives on is the last
you
sentence.
can almost argue.
Just like some 7-year-old, like, the fuck is this?
Who is this Negi? Well, anyway, like so we're saying that
You could do Lee as well. 'cause
Rock Lee?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a fighter.
Would you argue a fighter, or because he's like pure? I mean, he is strong as well, but because it's like running and speed, and because he doesn't use any of like ninjutsu. Really, it's all about actual attacks. You could say he's like a monk that didn't choose a way. Like he couldn't do Way of the Shadow or the Way of the Four
Yeah, he
Elements.
just took all the cool martial arts and bailed on that.
just like concentrated on that.
Yeah,
only.
yeah.
Once we go down the list of subclasses, you'll see there's actually
A Lee subclass.
it's called the Way of the Hidden Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's not.
oh,
See,
But yeah.
I fell for it.
I'm only familiar with like 3 of the subclasses for monks.
Well,
about
I'm
to
a
get
bad
educated.
monk player.
You're about to get educated.
you say you're a bad monk player, but you're the only person that we have.
All you need is Way of the Shadow. That is just the only thing.
We were also talking about how in Doctor Strange, all the monks that train at the temple with the like
Yeah.
sling ring, like Wong.
But
Is
I
he a
don't
monk?
like that movie.
Oh,
It's just-
like nah, fuck that.
yeah, I guess. What do you guys reckon of like like Assassin's Creed? Do you reckon they're pretty monkey?
I didn't even think of that.
No, I'd say Assassin's Creed are more rogues, if anything.
But would you agree that they're more monks?
Opposed to what? What are we comparing it to?
Just agreeing with me?
I mean, some of them, yes. So obviously none of the ones from Black Flag, and then you've got none from Syndicate, and then I would.
So pretty much none from any of the latest games.
No, because some of them are very like religious, practicing, have those certain
Yeah,
weapons
true.
that
Have
they
your
only want to
varying
wear.
kind of ones, yeah.
Yeah, so
What about, like,
any like
Ezio
3,
from-
yes.
Yeah.
Which one's he from?
No, from
Is he-
2.
2?
I would say Altair maybe, because he is
Yeah,
really like
definitely.
religious focused. I wouldn't say Ezio. I definitely wouldn't say fucking Connor.
I was going to say, I probably definitely would say Connor because he's pretty like,
Wait, Connor isn't the pirate. Connor's the Native American.
yeah.
I agree. Connor, I would agree.
Yeah,
Connor is
definitely.
Connor?
Not
From
Edward.
3.
The
Edward is the pirate.
Yeah.
Edward Kenway.
And then I
Oh,
wouldn't.
What a good game.
I wouldn't
Pirate.
say.
Pirate Simulator.
What's it? Sebek, the Egyptian
from
dude.
Origins.
Oh, Bayek.
Bayek, and
Oh,
then
he was cool. I like.
like would he?
See, I didn't
count?
finish
He
that
was
one.
kind of religious-y, but he
Was
was
he?
proficient with a lot of.
Yeah, like I guess he's Egyptian.
Do you
Like,
guys
super
get
religious.
familiars
But
or,
they
like,
didn't have a
pets and
creed
stuff?
or anything. Sorry?
Do you guys get pets and stuff?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Because I was going to say then you could have like your eagle.
Monks like being alone.
Sounds like me.
You're playing the wrong class.
And then definitely not the Greek dude,
From the new
Thomas. Whatever the fuck his name is, or her name is.
Oh, no, it's the chick. I can't remember. I
You
smashed
finished
that
that
game.
game, yeah.
I
and you're like,
smashed it. I loved it, but I can't remember her name. She
Yeah.
was cool too.
Oh,
Katrina,
yeah, sure.
something like that.
sure.
Let's agree.
Cassandra. No, it's Cassandra.
It is Cassandra.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can we just say that the new Viking Assassin's Creed, I'm so excited for. Like, holy fuck.
Is that
You said you were
confirmed?
excited for all the other ones.
Yes.
What do you mean? What have you heard?
They confirmed the release date and
Fuck, I
the
can't get it to
price,
work.
and it's called Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. So
Is it actually?
Yeah.
I got it.
What
Never
the fuck?
yeah, I was so excited.
What? Can you just get that up on YouTube? Fuck the podcast.
Well,
So I'll look it up later.
we'll look it up later.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome. Vikings. Any Vikings that you know that would be classified as monks?
Nah, they're all fighters and barbarians. Like, I'm just going from the TV show.
I'm basing it off the TV as
Yeah,
well. and
cool.
I'm like, nah. I'm trying to think of like any other games out there that, or TV shows or movies.
What games are we playing at the moment? No, there's no monks in
really
Call of
playing
Duty.
Witcher.
You Witcher.
Not in Witcher either.
What are you, Yennefer? No, she'd be
No.
like a sorcerer.
There'd be sorcerers or
So-
witch, like warlocks and that kind of stuff.
Was apparently scheduled for February 12th, but then got postponed to
2020?
September. Yeah, this year.
No shit.
Well, they release a new one every year.
No, this one was going to be every second year. Now they're going to do it
Because of
Biannually.
the shit that went down in
Bi-yearly.
Syndicate.
Biannually isn't correct.
by every second.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Every 2
years.
years.
Anyway, bringing it back to monks. When you're building a monk, obviously you prioritize your dexterity is your highest one. It says it's followed by wisdom. Would you count that? Would you use that?
Wisdom if you're using a lot of key type things, I find.
Yeah.
So with my current monk, wisdom doesn't mean anything, but like the
Wisdom is
4
though like
elements
perception
one,
and what's the other ones? What's the other important one? Perception, and there's like one other skill that requires wisdom, which would make sense.
like it does make sense in the case of
we
like
do this every fucking week.
Yeah.
And we don't
We get a
know.
shit out.
We're like, oh my god.
it makes sense in the sense of like
Survival and
the monk
insight.
character. Like, yeah, they would have that as a good stat. But in terms of like a practical use for it, there's not much for it.
Yeah.
If you're not using key, like. So
And
yeah, it's
then-
mainly dex.
And then choosing the hermit background because you guys are like loners that like to go and do your own thing.
yeah, that's definitely what I've
Is
done.
that always what you've done?
Yeah.
As a hermit?
Yeah, I just relate
Imagine
to
being
it.
a monk that was like an entertainer or something. Like, how would you
Yeah, like a half monk, half bard kind of thing.
do some like magic and like disappear in shadows to
Could
be
that
like,
work?
I'm a magician. Ta-da!
Well, reading your notes quickly before we started, I was particularly interested in the was it belligerent drunk? No, the way of
The
the
way
drunk.
of the drunken.
I think that would look like it said performance kind of thing.
Yeah. So when we get into
Drunken
it,
master.
Yeah, I guess we'll get into that later. Sorry to jump the gun, but yeah, I think
no,
that's...
yeah, 100%.
I think.
They say it's a performance, is like the drunken master art, and like, it really intrigued me. I'm gonna say this now, like just like disclaimer, proclaimer, whatever. I think the monk class is very boring. After doing all the reading for
Shut
it,
the front door. What the hell?
I was like, no, like,
You're like, I'm not doing this ever.
I'm like, I would never play a monk because like all the shit's pretty much the fucking same.
Can't wield a shield.
No, you can't do anything.
What? You can't hold a shield? You're not proficient in shields?
Well, if you do have armor or anything like that, like
You
it
lose
just
the
get rid of
bonuses.
all the bonuses. So it's not worth it. But then Doug, that's all he cares about, just having 1,000,000 hit points.
Yeah. Yep, basically.
Yes, I'm a big
Yeah.
boy. I like to represent that.
Doug's
in
like,
my-
if I can't wear armor, what's the fucking point? I'm just going to neck myself right here. Like, no point carrying
All
on.
right.
Yeah, 1d8 of hit points, not a 1d6. My apologies. Armor,
so it's much better than
none.
1d6.
Weapons, simple weapons, short swords, tools, one type of assonance, musical
I don't know.
instrument.
Playing with you, Dash,
We
it
should-
seems that you're always on one.
We
fucking
just
six,
like- we
1d6.
May as well be a 1d1 for me. Fucking hell.
Because every time you roll it as well, you're like, I'm not going to take the like average, which is I think 6 is the roll that you can.
No, I think it's
choose to roll,
5.
or
You get
something.
5 or you can roll.
You're like, nah, fuck
Yeah.
this. I'm going to roll 1 shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty honest with my rolls. Like, that's why Gando was so crap. I think everything was like -3. Except for his dex, which is 1
So let's talk about. So you've had a few monk characters.
for 2 now.
You've had
yeah.
2, and the two
The
characters
exact
were
amount for
Theodore,
Yep.
which is your current one, which is Way of
Yeah.
the Shadows, and then
Yeah.
you also had Gando,
Yeah.
who was your Way of
4 of
the
Elements.
4 elements, yeah, because using the fire. Mainly just using fire. and
Now,
stuff.
how did you play them differently? To help diversify this shitty class, tell me,
Doug,
how would you play?
that's
Like, how did you
brutal.
play them differently that made you want to go back to the second time?
Gando is more interactive. You could do more things. So, like, with the elements, you could, like, just turn on and turn off lights and, like, make fire do things. I think we did some pretty cool stuff.
You were flying around for a while, but I don't think that was because of monks. I think it's because you had like
You
a
had the magic
cool-
cape.
That's it.
Yeah, man, I was getting all sorts of weird shit in that game because my character
thing where
was
you're
so
like-
bad. Jack just felt bad for me, I think.
He made you that thing where you gouged out your eyes so you can have that all seen eye.
Yeah, whereas like Theodore he has a specific skill set.
Yeah, he
kinda
goes
like
and kills
Taken.
unnecessarily villagers who gave us information.
Yeah, like
I'm
he's a
still mad at
badass. Like,
You didn't need to kill Jeremy.
I think it.
You
DM, did
didn't.
I?
I mean,
would Jeremy have caused up a ruckus?
he was a
Listen.
non-named character until you guys made me make a name for him. So I don't think that he had any impact on the story.
If that's not how you
If they have a
homebrew-
name, they're free game.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
But he had no name, so he not game.
Well, we gave him a name. That's why I name everyone. Oh, it's Jeff. Ugh. Get him.
Now he has a name. Now he can go down.
No,
Love
yeah. Theodore's like the way of the shadow, so it's super more specific. You can just assassinate people. It's a lot more limited, like especially if you look at the things that he can level up and get. You can't do as much, but the things you can do so freaking cool.
So the limited things that you can use is like you have like an unlimited options of way to really utilize it. Essentially.
Well, I have Shadow Step, which is like the best thing ever.
So like, okay.
Shadow Steps caused more problems than fixed them. Is it though?
The only thing I cared about as soon as I was making this monk class was like, we better get to level 6.
I remember you when Doug was like, "You can level up." You're like, "Yes!" I was like, "Fuck this
I just wanted to
shit."
see if it like worked out as well as it read in the book, and
did
man,
it?
it did. Yeah.
Jesus. That's right. No, when we got to 6, that was like the funniest thing in the world. What I was going to say was one character from Naruto, what made me think of Naruto in the first place?
Shikamaru.
Yeah, the dude with the shadows.
Yeah.
And I was like, because of Theodore, I
I
was
love
like,
him. He's so
Shikamaru
cool.
is my favourite.
He's my favorite. Yeah.
I always had the hots for him. I was like, I'm gonna do him, and then I found out that anime
gonna do
characters
him?
aren't real, and I went, oh.
I just love how he's just this chill motherfucker. Like, yeah, in the tuning exams, he doesn't even care.
Nah,
He's
he was
like,
the only
just
one that actually
wins, and
passed.
he's just like,
He was the only one that
Yeah.
passed, and I was always like,
He's like-
yeah, Shikamaru. And
Yeah.
his dad
And he
died. And
hated
it was
it.
real sad, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
no, he didn't have a dad.
He did.
His dad, it was just his like mentor.
No, it was his dad. No, he had a dad as
Asuma.
well. Did you finish shipping it?
Yeah.
He died.
Oh no, he does have a dad.
And he died.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That
Sorry, I
big like
blanked. I'm a
fucking
big stupid fuck.
thing came down,
Yeah.
and Madara was
I
like,
was thinking about his trainer, dude.
Yeah, he also
'cause that was
died.
really emotional. He has a sad life.
yeah, Shikamaru's just had it rough.
I never
Next
watched
on the
Naruto.
Naruto podcast.
The life of another
you
character.
need to catch up because that shit got wild.
So we're just going
Shimon's
to
off his head. Sorry, go on.
quickly just say a thank you again to Imaginary Adventures. It's that time of the podcast where we do our little sponsored segment. 20% off at checkout if you use the code RocketTableTop.
Top.
RocketTabletop.
RocketTabletop.
Yes. At checkout.
You were about to say I was wrong.
I was about to say that you spelled that wrong.
No. 20% off store-wide at the moment. The new D&D book has just come out. You can pre-order it as well from Imaginary and then stack the coupon on top of it.
Also, Afterpay is included now. We don't know if that stacks as well.
We'll find
Is it
out.
this
Um,
book?
No,
Yeah.
it
okay.
just got announced.
Well presented.
So it's the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, which is the
Critical Role Universe.
Critical Role universe from the second season. So not only was Critical Role canon, but now you can actually visit the world that Matt Mercer created as well.
Yes.
And there is a new form of magic as well.
So thank you again to Imaginary Adventures for giving us this code. It lasts till the end of January.
Yep.
20% off at
2 more
checkout.
weeks. Use it. Please. Get all the cheap things.
What do you mean new form of magic? I just found out about this
bubbles up.
wild magic shit. I don't need another form of magic. What?
So
you know
there's
how-
seven schools of magic.
Mm-hmm.
There's like illusion. You were right. It's like past the beginning.
I've never played like a magic character.
No, 'cause you keep playing Mark.
I'm just gonna
Is
go.
it schools? No, you've gone too far now.
Okay,
You can get your player's handbook on imaginaryadventures.com, 20% off, which is pretty good. I'll get it up.
There's the different magic schools,
And there's 7.
Sure. Well, fuck. No, yeah.
No, they just cast spells differently.
Well, there's like
Or
abjuration, conjuration, transmutation, that sort of stuff. There's now a new type, which is duancy.
Aberration, conjuration,
Duancy.
divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, transmutation, and it's like, what was it?
Duancy or Dudancy, Dudancy, Dance
Dance.
Duan.
I bet you're saying that wrong.
Yes.
Bro, I don't even
And
know how to
I-
fucking spell it.
There's a D in there, the A and the U keep moving every time I try to
Yeah.
say it. And
If anyone's listening who knows how to pronounce it, can you please hit Doug up and let him know?
Yes, but it's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
new school
cool.
of magic, new areas, locations.
Dunamancy.
What?
Yeah, Dunamancy.
It's like a doona.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to deconstruct that word, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, they made it up for the universe of the
Yeah,
show, so
okay.
it's entirely different.
Comes out on 17th of March.
The book,
Yes.
not the show. The show's ongoing,
Wish.
which we don't watch.
Hey,
Was there a show?
yes,
Critical
we watch it
Role.
when we paint.
Oh, Critical Role. Right. Okay. No worries. I was like, there's a D&D show.
I need to get
Is
on
it on
that.
Netflix?
Can I stream it?
Or was that the same as The Witcher?
It better be.
That was sick.
There is a Witcher tabletop game.
Oh. I'd be into that.
Yeah,
Do you
me
have to
too.
play the games and read the books?
Nah, but
Yeah.
we can play and find out, I guess. Doug, I can't get it to work again.
The board game is just
I got it.
you reading the books. That's the board game.
Oh, yeah.
The rule book is the first 3 editions.
Everyone's just around the table reading, just rolling it in their head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like whoever gets to
Chapter
chapter
2,
3
yes.
first gets an extra point. It's like, come on.
So, some of the features in Monks, we'll bring it all back. Unarmored defense, which we talked about. So, AC plus 10 plus your dex modifier plus your wisdom. So, that's why it's important.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, yeah, my wisdom's always been 0, so I guess that's why I never think that matters.
Yep.
Because I just
Yup.
don't do it.
Why
Okay,
am
I didn't know that.
You're a monk.
My dex is mad, though, so it doesn't matter.
Like,
It's just like plus a million to
Imagine
everything.
if your wisdom was like a negative though. So even though your dex is like +4, your wisdom's -4, and you're like,
Man,
shit.
I gotta revise my character sheet.
Yeah, well, maybe for the next character we could you can set it up a bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then of course you've got your key, which you were talking about before. Turns out
Explain.
that the flurry of blows is literally the most important thing.
Da, da, da.
It's
No, wait,
so
do
cool.
yours? You do it? I always do it in our podcast. When you do your fury of blows and you hit them.
Flurry.
Yep. Do the noise you make.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
You put them on the spot.
I did.
I don't think it's voluntary when I do it. I just. I just.
I love it though.
Is it like Hatza?
I don't know. I don't want to do anything now because I don't know what I do.
It's like I'm so stressed.
Guys.
Podcasts are the worst.
Yeah.
Are you sweaty? Do you need some food or water?
I need water.
Every time when you use your... There it is. I knew you had it.
Fuck. See, look, I'm over exaggerating now. It's not natural. Just.
I always
Let's just say
pretend
a
to do
little
it and I get it wrong.
Oh god.
Here, do you want to roll some dice?
Yeah.
See if you hit.
All right. This is to bloody kill.
Nailed it.
It's a 1.
You missed.
2 ones. God, that just sums up my character, doesn't it?
It really
Yo.
does. I'm going to hit for 4. None of them hit. I'm going to jump back in my shadow.
All right, guys, it's okay. I literally have plus 10 to hit. I missed. Oh, well.
I'm so excited to start up again.
So, some of the features
too.
with key,
Yeah.
flurry of blows. So, after an attack, you can spend key points to make 2 unarmored
So,
bonus attacks.
so why did you say that was really important?
So
Did you
in-
read that somewhere? Or?
So in some of the subclasses, it's the only time that they get benefits for picking that subclass is if you use Flurry of Blows.
Really?
So like Drunken Master, when we go into it, but I'm going to say it now, it's like if you use Flurry of Blows, you also get an evade as well. But then as well, if there's heaps of enemies around you, each one of them gets hit by a different Flurry of Blows.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's like,
so, you can hit like a
Yeah.
bajillion times.
but only if there's multiple enemies around you. So there's like a lot of like
Yeah.
trade-offs of like, you can hit 60 times, only 1 per person. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
So that's interesting. But like Flurry of Blows is pretty expensive too. Like
'Cause
I
it
try to
uses a
use it
key
when I
point.
can, but because I do like using other abilities, I don't get to use it all the time.
And like the only thing that I saw while writing this up for getting, like you get your key back at a short rest and a long rest, right? Like you get it at both rests.
30
30
minutes,
minutes,
of,
yeah.
of just chillax.
And only at, I think it's at 20, you actually get an ability that's every time you roll initiative for combat and you have no key points, you just regain 4 key points.
Yeah, what level's that at?
That's a 20.
So
Yeah,
maximum.
yeah. So like that, because you already have 20 key points then. So like, what the fuck are you doing? Where you're
If you're
just
using them all.
using like 20 key every fucking 20 minutes. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think I could get through that much.
Jack needs to do his next campaign where we do a one shot where we can all be level 20.
The one shot of 20 carnage. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one that's really cool, and you use this a lot as well, is the unarmored movement. So while you're not wearing armor at 2nd, 6th, 10th, 14th, and 18th level, your speed increases by 10 feet.
5 feet. It's
10
10
feet.
feet,
10
at
feet.
2, and then it's 5
Oh.
feet every other upgrade.
Oh, really?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so it's 6, you get to 15. Did I?
Oh,
am
yeah,
I the-
no, true.
Am I
no.
the only one that did research on the monk class? Like, you literally played too much.
I've just
All
been
my
winging
monk
it.
knowledge is from this person. Like, yes. And now I'm learning that you're also like, I'm winging it.
Yeah, man, you need to look at my character sheet. I think I'm playing wrong.
I love
No,
it.
it's all G. We just haven't played in a while, so
Yeah.
it's a bit rusty.
Yeah.
It's also I was a bit nervous.
Deflect missiles, which you haven't really used a lot.
Because no one
yet as
shoots me.
Theodore. No
I
one
literally have to bait the DMs to shoot me. Like, whenever I see someone with an arrow, I'll run slowly towards them. And Doug's like, oh, shoot Jazz. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and you're like, I'm gonna hit this person over here, and I'm like, I'm gonna also shoot them with my arrow, and you're like, Jasmine. No.
I remember when Jack was DM, I literally had to ask him, like, no, can you please change the target to me? I have this cool ability. And he was like, yeah, okay. And then I just deflected it. It was like, oh,
Is that
neat.
it? And you're
And
like,
then just-
yes. Da-da.
It's like, I just wanted to use it.
Yeah.
That was me when we were versing that large creature, and I was like, can it hit me? And you were like, no, I want to hit it. And I was like, I don't wanna
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah.
I just want it to hit me so I can hit it back.
Fucking battle. Oh my God.
And you were like, no, I'm going to keep eye contact with it. Doug was like, he's got a trance, he can only see Dash. And I was like, I'm just going to sit in the corner. I'm just mad.
Okay, Dash was hanging off its face. And yes, he was in a
I'm
trance
still
with him.
mad
And you're
because
like,
I
but
wanted,
he's a big boy.
I want to hit me.
Yeah, I had my swords in his back, so he couldn't, because he was big and cumbersome, he couldn't like get around to swipe at me. That was my
I
argument
just
for that
gave
battle.
up. I just gave up. I was like, he's not going to look at me at all. I'm just done. I'll kill everyone else.
That was one of your little sewer traps.
It really was. It was a good one too.
That was a long time ago.
Because we also didn't figure it out.
Yeah, you
We
fucking.
kept walking in it.
I literally don't think we figured anything out. We've just gone from combat to combat. It's
And then he's like, read the what are they called? I can never say them. The stone things.
Obelisks.
Hubblips.
the
And you're like,
lips.
are you gonna read them? I was like, no, I'm gonna just hit it. And Doug's like, no, read it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna crush it. And you're like, all right, it hits you back.
read it. Okay, roll a d20. 1. Oh, so you don't read it.
It's in an unknown language too.
All right, hit it.
That's how we play D&D.
Don't
And
worry.
I love it.
Next campaign that I'm DMing, I have a really good idea
It's a very good
that you guys will love.
one. We'll share it at the end of the podcast. Can we?
Oh yeah, we
It's a
could.
good
As
one.
in the end of the series or the end of
No,
this
no,
one?
This one.
Oh,
Because I know you
yes.
can't keep it.
Well, I was thinking
Pets.
we might have that one as a recorded one of us playing that one because it'll be easy to film and stuff because it's the same
Can we be
sort
level
of.
20?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it.
Can I be a monk?
Only if I can be a druid.
You'll see why you might not want that, but okay. At 6, you get your big power spike where you get key empowered strikes, and you also get something else at 6 as well, I'm pretty sure.
Nope,
But
it's
6
just
is the
that.
big one.
Yep.
6 is big for your little waves as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
so that's when you get the wave of the shadow. No, the
Yeah.
shadow
Shadow
step
step. Yeah,
in
so
the wave.
6
of the
is,
shadow,
6
yeah.
is your big
Big
power
one.
spike.
So I think you get some stuff in them. Yeah.
And then the late levels, which we never get to anyway, they're all just like...
Because we always die before them.
like at 13 you understand all spoken languages. Also, you can talk to beasts only if they can understand English or like a language,
Common. Yeah.
or not just
Wow.
common. Like if they understand
Oh,
Draconic,
like, oh.
you can read their mind and be like, yes, I understand you.
Yeah, it's fucked. Like, even at level 10, look at this. Purity of body, become immune to disease and poison. Like, they're pretty OP, their little abilities you get.
Paladins get that at level 3, I'm pretty sure. So
No one cares about paladins.
We're going to just skip over that episode. So today's episode is Paladins. All right,
And we'll
thank
see you
for
next week.
listening. No, so a lot of that as well, even though they're really, really cool and combat-wise not super important, fun to roleplay. Which one did you just discover?
Like timeless body. Can't age or have need for food or drink. Like
Druids the same. 18?
15, actually.
I get it at 18.
But
So
it's
we
like-
don't age.
But it's still like a brutal
fucking dope.
ability.
But
It's
it's
I love
fucking
it.
But in the
dope.
thing that we don't play with food or drink. Like we don't have that.
Well,
as
I'm
an
imagining
important
if we
aspect.
did though, that would be so amazing.
We did though in Jack's campaign because we kept being like lost in the fucking wilderness and we were freezing to death.
Oh yeah, he was like, if you are outside for like 20 hours, then I will kill you. Like,
And we were like,
just
"We're not
try
leaving."
and like think about it.
Yeah, and we were like, we just won't leave then.
Yeah, so we
can
had that
stay
fucking
indoors.
caravan that we went around in that we got from the slaver.
We were like, can
Oh,
we kill him? And
God.
you were like, why? We were like, we want his caravan.
Yes.
Why? Because I don't want to worry about the cold.
Yeah, and
We
he's like,
also-
well, shit.
We also burned him in that caravan. as well. We set it afire and waited for him to get burned. And then we're like, cool, we'll take it now. Don't cry.
It was so funny because Jack's like, no, you can play this game. I'm going to make you think about your life, like your actions. And we were like, stop that. We want none of that. We don't want to think about our consequences. We're just going to steal this caravan.
We're going to burn your world to the ground. That's pretty much what we said.
Yep.
And he said, bring it on.
And-
It's fucked.
And shit and dart off the king's head.
Yeah. We just disrespected that campaign so much.
It was pretty good. It was a good campaign.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, some of it, Monk's really cool. It has a really cool role-playing aspect that you can
Yeah.
lean into.
That's
There-
probably what I like the most about monks, to be honest.
But you also played a bard.
Yeah.
You fucking roleplayed the shit out of
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Anything that you can role
I like the
you get
role
into
play.
it.
Yeah. And
Which
I-
is fun because I can't get into that as much because I don't have that creativity as much as some people do.
Yeah, you do. You can do it.
I don't know,
It's a
my-
charm or-
How many druids has she played?
she's played a few bears. I don't know about druids, but
Just a few. I'm a yogi bear. Can you do it?
No.
No, okay, so in our other campaign, I'm a ranger. I tried to play something different.
With a bear companion.
Yes. His name's Wartek. And
who is actually a druid? Who is the real character?
don't spoil it. They don't know this
The
yet.
ranger's just like a little spell that's going around.
God, plot twist. That would be awesome.
Writing that now. Just don't lose that. No, and I got there and I was like, yeah, this is my like tiny little backstory. This is where I was raised, blah, blah, blah. And like all my other players are like bringing their pamphlets and stuff of these like huge, thick backstories and like how they can interact in the world. And anytime they're like, oh, what do you want to do with your spare time? And I'm like, I'll shoot something. I don't know. And like all my other friends who play, they're like, I'm going to go and talk to this minister because I have a debt that I need to pay for the life of my father. And I'm like,
Oh, but you're just playing your own game at that point.
yep.
I
And
know, I probably shouldn't knock that.
I'm just
Well,
going to say,
it's awesome.
Jasmine sounds like she has a condescending tone. She's actually really intrigued by it. Please,
Yeah.
anyone who's listening,
No,
do not think
I
that.
How can you
genuinely
be
am
so
like-
creative?
I'm like, props to people who can do that because I arrive with my little like where it says like ideals and bonds. It's like I like my bear. Ideals, my bear will never die.
Bond, bear.
Flaws, I have an unhealthy obsession with bears. Whereas everyone's are like beautiful backstories with like chapters and
God,
their age.
really?
And it was full on.
Yeah,
And I
wow.
sit there and I'm like, he's like, what do you want to do? Everyone else is doing their own thing now. Like, what do you want to do before we all meet up? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll go hunt some.
I could definitely
bears?
imagine people doing that and getting that into it.
Yeah, they get into it. And
Yeah.
like, I'm sitting there like,
Like, I'm a real casual gamer. for
I
a
just
game.
I
wanna
can
shoot
imagine you
things.
LARPing though.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If anyone knows how I can get into that, please let me know.
there's
like,
actually one in Canberra.
There's a few in Canberra.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3.
what?
Yeah. Win News covered a story on it. I will find it and link you. If anyone out there LARPs, let Dash know because
I just
he's like,
fucking love that. That'd be amazing.
beat the shit out of
you know
someone.
the movie Role Models?
Great film.
Best film ever made.
That is just fascinates me. That would be
Boobies.
so amazing.
And I like boobies.
like movies.
We watched that the other day. And when that kid fucking said that, it's like, what is this? This is, I know boobies and I like boobies. Pissed ourselves. Adults.
It's the bit where Stifler, I don't know the actual actor's name.
Stifler.
It's
It's
Stifler.
Stifler.
And he's like pointing out all the boobs, and he just
Yeah.
knows it. It's almost like he has a monk sense or something, and he's like, in the mountains.
He is a monk. It's just with that wisdom stat.
But
Yeah,
inside.
just for boobies.
Yeah,
Instead
no
of key
dex.
points, it's boob points.
Wave the tit.
Ta ta ta.
Talking about subclasses,
Yeah, I need to learn about these.
monks have the monastic traditions. So I'd imagine
Monastery?
it goes off like the monastery that they came from, and that's how they get the ways of.
Mine are always like just clans of racists for some reason. And then they break free of it and then become
Continued
kind of good.
racist.
But then...
Like I wanted you guys to kill
don't
the
know if
halflings in like the bar, like the troupe of
We try to do
musicians.
something different.
Well,
Yeah.
no, my plan is to enslave them. Like, I've killed enough.
That wheeze is the truth.
So, monastic
Hate
traditions, there's 8. So instead of just is it 3 in the player's
There's
handbook?
3 in the book, yeah.
There's an extra 5 out there, which is pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
tonight you'll be educated, my son.
That's so cool.
So we're gonna break each one down and why you would choose one over the other, or
I'd
the
choose a
basic
drunken
breakdown.
master because you just get to be drunk all the time, I imagine.
Well, you're not actually drunk. They study the way of drunken people and the way that they move and use that so that the opponent can't predict your movements because it's like you're drunk. So you're not actually drunk.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
I'm pretty sure Dash told you that.
No, I did the research.
I'm pretty sure.
I know
Dash is the
there's
one who
actually
did
like a fighting style like that out
Yes.
there. So
It is. It's based off a real thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Way
yeah,
of the
it's-
Shadow. Classic Theodore. Don't laugh. I did research on this as well.
Okay, sweetie.
Ooh.
Lovers spat.
Would you like me to leave, guys?
So Ninja Clark for the monk. Shadow Darkness themed. You can't want to interrupt me. You were thinking about it.
Can we? No, are you just gonna rattle them off? Can we talk about them?
Sure, go for it.
what do you mean,
I was
like-
breaking down
This
the
is
way
what she
of the
does.
shadow.
I think we're going to talk about him, and she just rattles them off.
What did you even just say?
So I'm reading the little notes.
Oh,
So,
ninja class. Ah,
yes.
yeah.
gives access to vision impairing spells. Explain what that means, because you're a Way of the Shadow. I don't know what it means.
Well, he you know how he can cast shadow and like darkness and stuff. If you don't have dark vision, you have vision impairment if you're an enemy.
Oh, you can also you have like a list of spells you can do with Way of the Shadow. I just don't do them. I only do darkness, but because like everyone's pretty much has dark vision and shit anyway.
Oh, so
like,
you
I
can
don't
fix that.
Yeah, I can like buff a few other characters with that kind of thing and do vision impairment. Yeah, like darkness and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's just that you've always used it offensively instead of like to stop enemies from attacking you. Like you just used it to cast it on your sword and then the surrounding area.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you yeet your sword and you're like, I'm going to teleport over there.
yeah. Which is
Fun.
so fun.
Yeah. It's very good.
But then like in later levels, you become invisible in the shadows, which I thought was really cool as well.
I think that's not even later levels. That's like level 7 or 8, I think.
Which you're ready for.
I think it's like, yeah, it's super soon.
And then this one, the last point that we have down here is deal more attacks after an ally attacks. So let me explain
Oh,
this.
yeah.
In the instant, like the shadow cast from an ally striking an enemy gives you an opportunity to then strike that enemy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really awesome. You can really make that thematic of like, it's just like that instant, that like flash. And
It's a
then
reflex move.
in the flash, like when it's like shadowy, that's when your fist just goes and
Yeah.
like punches it.
I'm imagining like a slow-mo kind of scene kind of thing. And then
Yes.
like the kind of shadow just coming out, just jabbing like quickly and then
Yeah.
just
So-
So like
disappearing,
real
yeah.
like
Shikamaru.
Naruto ninja shit.
What's his
Yeah.
name? Shugamurugi?
You got it right.
Shaman Ramen?
Shamalama Lama. That one.
That's really racist.
It's definitely
That was
not.
that was a hard S that you just did.
This is the shit I have to put up with.
Uh-oh.
I learned about those things, saying the hard C is cunt.
Cunt.
But we just say that anyway.
Are we allowed to say that on this podcast?
Yeah,
we're Australian.
we tag it as explicit.
Oh, yes. That's fucking amazing.
Go on, rattle them off.
No, I think my sister might listen. I don't want to
I don't know. I just
spout off
said
some
cunt.
profanity in front of my sister. Yeah, well, yeah. She might tell my mum.
So we're going to do this alphabetically. The next one we got is Way of the Astral Self. This is in the Unearthed Arcana.
Way of Shadow is not alphabetically, babe.
It came, fucking whatever. Besides Way of Shadow. So this one is still in
Hey,
beta.
so-
This one's not officially out yet.
Yes.
But essentially,
Trial
it's
mode.
it's the Exodia class where you summon limbs astrally, like, and you can make it
Fucking
look
what?
whatever you want, and then you keep adding it. So, like at level 3, it's like cast a spell that gives you extra arms, and then at level 7, it's like cast a spell that gives you extra legs after you cast a spell that gives you extra arms, and then like the final one is cast a helmet that gives you extra defenses
Put
after
my
you
card
did the
in
defense
defense
mode.
mode
Yes.
and activate my trap card, and I'm now Exodia.
Wow.
Writes that down.
Yeah.
I'm doing
That's
that.
like a super fighty kind of one. Hey?
Yeah, but you can make it look like it, like whatever you want, and then the really
Can you
cool
make it
thing-
look like you have like
Here
you
we
have
go.
your little limbs, and then you get an arm out from that arm, and then you get another arm out from that arm, and then you have like 20 different arms out from that arm. So
So-
you've got like
So One Piece.
how like a meter, 20 meters worth of arm.
I feel like you
And
could,
can you just like slap someone like
Slap-
really far away, but
slap
also
a
like
whole army.
Nick?
but I'm pretty sure with the limbs, it's like once you cast the arms, they're out, and then you can't cast
Oh.
that spell again.
So
but
they,
then you
they
cast the
found
next
that.
one. Yeah.
They figured it out that you would ask
You
that.
can just stack arms to have like arms from that game. Oh fuck, what's it called?
It's also in One Piece. It's Robin's ability.
No one cares about One Piece.
Oh,
One
it
Piece
is,
is the
isn't
best.
it?
Oh, you're-
Robin.
You're a fucking anime weeb.
No, I don't like One Piece. I stopped watching after like a million episodes.
It's wrong. We're only on 8:15, 16,
That's so much time.
and it's amazing. And it's
No,
been a
I got so
journey.
bored of it. They went up to this island and there was just like they were just playing the Olympics or some shit. There was like another pirate and they were just no,
He
it
had
wasn't
the
a
slow
good
slow-
one.
and he had- it's not my favorite. And he had the slow fruit, and he like slowed like Leafy down.
Yeah.
like was great.
So dumb. I want to see more like mermen just like fucking.
Oh, there's
shit
a
up.
good one because like there's one like right at the end, and there's a big mermaid lady, and Sanji nearly dies because he had like a nosebleed
Nice.
so bad that he almost dies. But she cries a lot and she's kind of shit. But there's like you go to the kingdom of the mermen and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
nice.
Fuck shit up there.
I like
So,
Sanji. He's cool.
Sanji's great.
So way of
Sanji
the
made me
Astral
cry.
Yeah.
Self.
So wave the ashes to Robin.
You gain key points back from nearby enemies dying, and I thought that was really cool. It's
Oh,
it's
sick.
one of the only subclasses that has
Wait, which
an
one's
ability.
this?
Astral Self.
Yeah. Okay.
It's one of the only classes that has an ability to get key points back, other than doing meditation.
Yeah, cool.
Then we got the one that Dash is super
What
excited
is
for.
how close do the enemies have to be?
It's like 60 feet.
Oh, so really
Oh, that's
close.
super close. Yeah.
It's something I don't know.
That's pretty good.
I only wrote the dot points
I
down.
expected like 5 feet or something
Does
that you
if
want to be near
you
them.
use say if I use flurry of blows and used however many key it took and I killed someone with it, would I get key back from that?
Yes, but you only get 1 key point, and if
Per
Flurry
death,
of Blows is 2 key points to cast,
kill
that
2
you're-
enemies with it.
you're essentially you do it that way, and you
Just
get
kill
a
as
free
many as
cast
you
of
can.
it.
Or you just do like the fire thing. Oh no, but that wouldn't be the astral self. Yeah, okay, no worries.
But
Let's
still,
go on to the
Something to
next
think
one.
about. Which is cool. It's why it's still in trial mode because the Unearthed Arcana stuff is not official
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's in playtest. They like to hear feedback.
So you can give
have done
feedback
it,
if you want.
I think that sounds sick. You should do it.
We have the Drunken Master in Xanathus.
Yeah, so let's go through that one. What's
Drunken Master often playing the fool. So I pity the fool. Laugh at my jokes. At least you did. Doug just sits there in silence. I'm really funny.
Oh boy.
I'm the voice of reason.
I'm really
Sometimes.
funny sometimes. Just no one laughs.
So you gain proficiency in the performance skill because it is an act that you're putting on.
I hate
You
all
also,
of you.
so you get movement speed after using Flurry of Blows. When an enemy misses an attack on you, you get to attack another nearby enemy. I thought that was really funny because, like, imagine some dude's trying to hit you, you evade, and then like you're like, I fucking hate you, and you punch his mate. It's
Yeah,
like-
okay, yeah.
It's like moose heads on a Friday night.
Yeah, just piss everyone off.
Atomic elbow on top of everyone.
For everyone, like, all our listeners are not from the ACT. It's a really bad club in Canberra where just everyone gets in fist
I
fights.
wouldn't say bad.
Only downstairs is bad, and upstairs, and the main
The
floor.
whole thing. Everyone knows some like bouncer and can somehow push the line. It's a shit club. Except you all end up there at the end of the night
Well, yeah, because it's not a shit club.
It's cheap and cheerful.
because it's mooseheads.
But gain multiple attacks for flurry blows if there are a lot of enemies nearby.
That's what I was saying. So you cast Flurry of Blows. You can cast it on each enemy, but only 1 per enemy.
Oh, yeah.
So you couldn't, like, if there's like 8 people around, you couldn't just do Flurry of Blows 8 times on the 1 person. It's like Has
You
to
get
be
to
one
hit
on
one
each.
of them. You get first
But
hit,
that's
could potentially-
still a lot of hits if you're surrounded.
Fucking oath it is.
Yeah, fuck.
And then you're only still just using the 2 key points,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
So does that make it an area of effect class?
So that's what I've classed it as.
Oh, that's smart.
Because I'm trying to, when we do this, I always think of, we
What you
try
would
to think
describe
of,
it as.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like some classes you can be the healer or the DPS or the tank. Monk doesn't have that.
Are you a forward? Are you a back? Sorry.
Yeah,
Are you
right,
a-
yeah.
Close
And-
combat
Are
ranged.
you was a top or a bottom, an S or an M?
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, fucking laugh at my jokes next time instead of sitting there awkwardly. Shit, all right?
Wow.
Anyway, so I just thought that was like, it's the class that if you want to do area of effect, or if you think the setting of the story is going to be in cities a lot, and you know there's going to be like close quarters, then you'd use it.
But also, like, it sounds like it'd be fun to play.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
from the role-playing sense, I think that'd be cool.
Yes. Because would you then would you role play it as I'm going to also be drunk? So I have that like, I'm
Oh,
just
man.
trying to train and like tell your friends that that's what you're doing, but you're really just piss drunk all the time.
Well, yeah, you could go as the drunkard, and that's just
The drunken of the drunken
always-
master.
like maybe you're just always drunk, but you train when you're drunk. So now you're just like really good at fighting, but you are drunk, so you're real floppy and shit.
So it's not even.
So
like,
if you're sober, you can't fight because you can't remember.
no,
Your body's like,
all
what
my
the fuck?
training comes from being drunk. And like, yeah, you could play it then as your character always needs to have booze on you, and like most of the stories you try to
Yeah.
find like your next
Like
source.
Popeye, instead of spinach, you just have like a VB long neck, and then you just fucking go nuts. I don't know.
I like that. No, it sounds fun.
That sounds awesome.
Wave
I
the
hate
4
VB.
elements. Gundo.
Sorry.
Rest in peace, Gundo.
Oh, yeah,
Not dead
Gundo.
though.
Stupid fuck. He was so bad.
I enjoyed Gundo's company.
No, he was awesome when we figured out he had darts. Just throwing darts at little goblins.
Fuck your shit. So you gain access to casting elemental spells, which is really fun. What was it? Was it charisma that was your, or was it wisdom that was your?
Wisdom.
Was it wisdom as the modifier?
Yeah, wisdom's the
Which is
one.
pretty cool, which makes sense because you want to have some points in your wisdom.
Which I did not.
No.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Costs a lot of key to cast spells, but becomes a very expensive class on resources. Did you want to explain that as to why it's expensive on resources?
Well, you read it wrong.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
what do
you
you
did.
mean?
So you have to cast key. You have to use key to cast spells. So instead of
Oh,
spell
yeah,
slots,
yeah.
use key. So I'm saying that because there's no ways to regain key, it's a very expensive class.
Yeah,
you
it
have a
was-
limited pool of resources.
Right.
And I had to
know
really
what you
pick and
mean.
choose the times when I would use stuff. Like there was literally moments where I would be like, I'm going to cast this fire spell, and Jack would be like, really? Do you want to maybe save some key there, mate?
And you're like, nah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm going to fire this villager.
I wasted it like almost immediately after every short rest.
And then you'd sit there and whinge when you're on like 1
Yeah,
HP.
yes.
I had to go and heal you.
It's because I'm not very good at this game.
And so that is why it is written that it is an expensive class.
Yeah. But yeah, it is, especially if you're, let's say, under like 6 or 7, like, because all the good things that you can do cost like 2 key points. And so you only get the amount of key points per level you are. So if you're level 6 and you have 6 key points.
Right.
So I can only cast 3 of those cool spells. And that also includes my Flurry of Blows. So if one turn I want to do Flurry of Blows, next time I want to do the Fire
Fireball,
Breath
you
thing,
can't.
then all I have is like 1 key point to, I don't know, fucking,
Do nothing with it.
yeah, just,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
almost
makes
nothing.
sense.
So
Yeah.
it does kind of suck at the lower levels.
Yeah, but yeah. There are some classes out there that do start off incredibly enjoyable at the beginning, and they do get fun towards the end, but they're very, like, the plateau.
I
Whereas
feel
Monk,
like Bard dropped off hard.
yeah, a little bit.
Like that was super fun at the start, and then when you get into your higher
6,
levels,
7, 8.
it's like, oh well, everyone else is just amazing now, and all I am is just flickadoing on my little loot. Like,
Like, they have really fun spells, but they're very role-play spells.
yeah.
Just fligger-doing on my loot. I want that on a t-shirt.
That's our next t-shirt.
Just
Dash.
fligger-doing on a loot.
Picture of Jack Black.
Just fligger doing what you need to fligger do on fligger
Do.
dash.
Really?
But yeah, the monks, you do get better and better
Yeah.
as going, which is cool.
They're a stick to it.
Next class, Way of the Kensei, which is in
Xanathar's one.
Xanathars.
I'm thinking of the guy from Mortal Kombat.
Is it
That's all I can see.
Kenshi.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
He's like this blind.
100% think of that. Yeah. That a character that we could have used, the Mortal Kombat characters, like fucking all
Can
the
you explain?
ninjas.
But
Really
we
can't
said that
explain.
most of them are fighters.
True, but yeah, wait. Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Mm.
They're monks.
Mm.
They're ninjas.
Sure.
They're literally monks.
Yeah.
I think they're like the Shaolin monks.
They're the
Or
Lin
something.
Kuei.
Lin
you
Kuei.
fool.
I know.
You get it right. I don't know.
It's
I know.
your
You got
franchise,
the
you fucking love
Shaolin
it.
monk soccer fucking movie.
The Shaolin
Oh,
monks.
those
another-
ones! Yes! I love Mortal
What?
Kombat. Yeah.
What?
Did you ever watch Shaolin Soccer?
Does it look like I'd watch that?
It's a game. It's a
You
movie
watch
about
fucking
like
One Piece.
Listen,
Yeah.
One Piece is my
Nerd.
life. Weeb.
Okay, so the Way of the Kensei is a melee class, which gives you proficiencies in majority of the weapons, and it's very focused on having the proficiency and using that to your advantage.
monk weapons or any weapon.
A lot.
So your
of
monk weapons are now. There's more of them instead of just your simple and sword.
So like longbow would be one of them. I don't know if that's a monk weapon or if it's considered a
It's
monk
not,
weapon.
It's not a simple weapon.
Yeah. So now
Sorry,
ranged
yes,
weapons.
it is. Sorry, it is a simple. It's a simple range.
But
weapon.
a monked weapon is different to a ranged weapon, or to a simple weapon.
Oh, I thought they were
no,
the.
I think they're just simple.
Yeah,
weapons,
because it's-
and then some like random things.
Yeah, because
like
it's
the
the things that
karma,
they're proficient in.
The fuck that is.
That's what I gave you.
Yeah, I
gave
know. I
you a
still
card.
don't quite understand what it is.
Anyway, so you get
We're collecting chains and we don't know what for.
Yeah.
you get proficiencies in some ranged weapons as well, is what I'm trying to say.
Which is pretty rare for
And then you
monks.
infuse your weapons with ki, and it does more damage, or like you can have that ki to make the damage you do magic damage, but it's not a magic weapon.
That's
so
cool.
it bypasses the magic resistances, but also the physical one, but it's still not a magic weapon. Like it's a weird way to read
Oh,
about
because
it.
that happens to your monk at level 6 with key empowered strikes.
Yes.
So then they can just convert that to their weapon.
Yes.
as
That's
well.
cool because that makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't, like, for example,
How do I
like druids and
use
stuff
that?
can't. Rangers don't imbue their weapons with magic, or at least.
Yeah.
It's literally
ones that I know of.
Kenshi from Mortal Kombat with his floating sword.
Yeah, he's so cool.
And he's blind.
Yeah.
So he's Daredevil.
Yeah.
He's Daredevil. Oh, fuck, yeah. Well, so Daredevil is a monk.
In conclusion,
Are you all learning stuff today? So he's blind. So he's Daredevil.
like how we did, like this circle for characters that we've talked about, this circle for monks, and Daredevil just in the middle. It just always comes back to Daredevil.
Oh, love it.
Way of the Long Death, which is in Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and this is the tankier class option that I can think of, where if a character near you dies, you gain temporary hit points. So,
That sounds fantastic.
It's what you need.
Oh, man.
like that sounds.
I
sick,
actually
right?
think I'm level, what are we, 6 or 7? And
We're
my max
6.
hit point is like 25.
Yes.
It's so bad.
I'm at like 50 something.
Yeah. I was looking at Thor's and I was like, what the fuck are you doing over here? Like, when are you going to die?
Get in there.
And plus, our armor's much higher because obviously you didn't put anything in your wisdom. So what's your armor class? Like 11?
No, I think it's like 15.
I think it's 16.
16.
I think you
Are
and
we
him
the
are the same.
same?
Yeah, because that's off my dex. And my dex
'cause
is
you
really
dexed
good.
it like you put it right and you yeah.
What? No, the dice decided.
It's the
I
only
just-
time you've ever gotten high roll.
The camera stopped.
Oh, it did too.
Yeah.
Continue.
And Jasmine's going to go push record again. Boop. Yay.
I wonder how long that was out for.
We need
And we're back at Rocket Table
So,
Talkie
like,
Top
1
with
minute.
Doug,
Talkie
Jazz,
talk.
and
Talk.
Lachlan.
We're fine.
Yeah, so I think this, like, the Way of the Long Death is super easy. It's literally all it is you. The most important factor of picking that is that you get temporary hit points every time you kill an enemy.
So
Yep.
it's the tankier of the
Yes.
monk.
Yeah, it's so
subclasses.
cool. Yeah.
But then you don't get any like damage bonuses. It's literally just that is like the big one.
So there's nothing else really.
like there's other stuff that it gets, but
That's why
I'd
it's
say
called
that.
Wave the Long Death. It's prolonging your death.
Oh
'Cause,
god,
like-
that sounds horrible.
But like think about it for you, right? The half elf. You would
Half orc.
half orc. Sorry, you go down to 0, which takes you back up to 1. You then kill an enemy, which
Gets
gets
you
your
back up to a couple
back up
more.
to like 10 or something, right? Whatever
Yeah.
your wisdom modifier is. But then you go down, but then you kill someone else, and then your temporary hit points get replaced by another 10, and you just constantly like in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
loop.
And then when everyone's
I do
dead,
kill
you
a
go,
lot of people, so it would be
yes.
nice.
And then
Yeah.
you go, Jasmine, heal me. And I'm like, all right.
No, you know what would be? That would be really good for me to role play, because then I would just kill people to heal.
Yeah.
Like just
But you wouldn't have your
nice
shadows to jump in
random
and out
people.
of.
But also wisdom. Yeah, you could just kill random dudes just
Yeah.
walking around.
Hey, are we like in a crowded city? Yeah. Oh, I feel so good.
Remember, they're temporary, so they're only there for like an hour.
No, they actually last until next rest, or they get expired.
It's enough to get you out of
Oh,
that
I
tight
always
spot.
thought it was like a very short.
Nah, temporary hit points last a long time.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Way of
Not
the
so
open hand.
temporary.
So in the basic rules, which is the stuff that you get in your like starter sets and that kind of stuff, these ones are normally the most average
Very
in
boring.
all of the
Very boring.
subclasses.
Yeah.
So buff flurry of blows to force enemies to move. So not only are you hitting them, if you don't kill them, you're forcing them back.
Who else uses the force to make enemies move?
Yeah, but not with a physical
Jedis aren't
punch.
no
though.
basic bitch.
Oh no.
So you get to heal yourself once per long rest as well. So you get a heal in there. So that might be helpful for you.
Very helpful.
Yep.
Yeah. I like how these are all just tips for my next monk.
Can end an enemy's life with a single hit and some key points. So quivering palm.
That's what it's called. So essentially, you shake their inside organs, and
Like
the,
Flash?
the best thing about this is the paragraph that describes it. It says that you can cast this on a person and not reactivate it. As long as you're on the same plane, then you can activate it. So if you're both on Earth, right? Like you're not in the astral
In
plane
the
or
Forgotten
anything.
Realms. Yeah.
So you could cast it on a random farmer. You can only have it one cast on a person, and you can't have it on two people. But you have it on a person. You let him live out his life for 20 years. Then you activate it. Then he's just dead all of a sudden. And I just thought, man, Dash would fucking abuse this shit out of that. All I thought reading it, I was like, Dash would use this.
Can you get that at like an early level?
It's like a 16.
Oh man.
It's like one of the last things you get,
But remember, these are very basic. You don't get like anything else. You get to heal yourself.
which he needs.
But
Look, okay, maybe this is your next monk.
you get to literally put a time bomb in someone.
Yeah.
And then just like
when you
say
need
when
it,
they want to die.
which is the next day.
I knew Dash would want that. Because then, like, think about
Think
like
of all the scenarios that I could use that in right now.
Because like another thing would be if it was a city setting, let's say it's a city setting, you know where the enemy lives. You go in stealthy and while they're sleeping, you cast Quivering Palm on them, walk away. You approach them the next day, being like, "Hey, fight me!" Cast it, dead.
Yeah, you
Wake
do it
up,
in front
dead.
of a crowd, like 1v1 them, and then like do that when you're fighting, and then you like do a bet or something and win heaps of money. Or you do it to his partner, and then when they go to sleep that night, you do it, and he wakes up
Why
and
am I
she's
friends with
dead.
you guys?
And
like
then
the
you win the psychological battle.
See, I knew.
Then you
Dash
take
would
his
like this.
coin.
Yeah.
And then you do it on him when she's dead because you can do it to the
No,
next
you
person.
let him be sad for the rest of his
Oh.
life.
That's horrible.
You win the battle of the mind first.
Way of the Sun Soul.
Then you take his coin.
Oh my god. These ones, this is another Sword Coast Adventures guide.
I'm done. I'm out.
It's
I'm
all
not doing
about
this
the
anymore.
coin.
You can run the podcast actually give this to you now.
Now on the Lachlan Dash Rocket Table Talk, learn how to take the coin from others.
Oh.
Might get you on to do a special episode just by yourself. That might be
Just so
fun.
you can
Just me talking, just sitting there. Yeah, well.
this is what I'm doing on my next episode of D&D. I'm just going to fuck with everyone's lives.
I'll just swipe on Tinder while I'm on it. Like, oh, yeah.
What do you guys reckon? Post in the comments below who I should swipe right on. Ah, too late.
So Way of the Sun Soul, Sword Coast Adventures Guide. It's a very damage-based class. It deals radiant damage. Adds to current attack damage, can be done multiple times. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah. So you can add modifiers to your attack multiple times.
What do you mean by multiple times? Like multiple times in one go, in one hit, over the course of a long rest? Like,
Yeah. Like you can do it multiple times. Like if you've got multi-attack at 5, you get multi-attack, right? Extra attack.
Yeah, or
So
4.
each one of those will then get like that additional benefit. Because normally when you buff it, it's always like the first one, but the second one
Right.
doesn't get it or something. But this one
So
you can
it gives you
continuously
all
ask
of
it.
your
Yeah.
attacks. That's kind of cool. Has a damage aura at later levels that deal damage to melee attackers.
So you're pretty much just radiating the sun, and you hit someone, they take extra damage. They hit you, they take extra damage.
They have a melee weapon.
They take extra damage. Yeah, that's essentially how that class works.
And if you're a monk, like, and if you get ranged, you can just deflect it anyway. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but...
Do you have deflect missile?
Yeah, that's right.
So our video went out, so sorry to those people who are watching YouTube. We apologise.
Those people, the 0 views that we get.
Sweet, so I can take my pants off now?
Wait, your pants are on?
It's like, that was not the agreed upon.
So that pretty much sums it up for us. Just one more time, I'm just going to thank Imaginary Adventures one more time.
Are we going to do your gladiator thing?
We're going to thank Imaginary Adventures first.
Okay, go for it.
20% off at checkout until the end of January. The code to use is RocketTableTop at checkout. Make sure you use it till the end of January.
Buy all the new dice. Buy all the new books.
Yes, thank you once again to them for doing this to us.
They have, what is it? Volume 3 of Dungeons and Doggos. I'm living for it. I pre-ordered it.
What the fuck is that?
They made little minis of dogs, but of a class. So they have like a Chihuahua monk and like a Saint Bernard cleric and a Golden Retriever wizard. And
do you have any Cocker Spaniels?
Yeah, there are Cocker Spaniels in there. I'll send a photo to you, but you can get them at a Rocket Tabletop.
Are they here or are they yours?
No, they're at mine.
Fuck, okay.
Next time, I'll bring them. So Series 3 are out, so there's new designs. They're fucking dope.
For all you dog lovers out there.
It's me. It's what I want in my life. It's what I look like in druid form.
Yeah, they should do one for bears. A bear for every class.
Or just druid.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh my god.
I was talking more like I'll tell the story to Dash off podcast. So see his opinion of it.
All right.
We are
I guess we'll hold it for the next episode. On the next
Shut up,
episode.
Siri.
I didn't watch
Get out of here.
Maybe we'll release it on our homebrew episode where we bring someone else on potentially and we'll talk a bit about cool homebrew ideas.
You should get Thor on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always talked about his deep, lovely
His
voice.
voice is amazing.
Imagine that silkiness on there.
Oh, God.
But till next time, catches. Thank you for listening.
Have a good week. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.